Hey y'all, it's Alec and Cindy with Sharing the Journey. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that Cindy and I work camp our way across country as we live full-time in our 2019 Tiffin open road. Today is our first cookout here in Montana at Westgate KOA. We're having our friends Peggy and Fred that we met in Alabama, who work in Yellowstone National Park over. Our friends Mickey and Dwayne that we met in Texas as viewers who arrived today, and they are coming up for their first work camping job at the hotel down the road that's owned by KOA. And it'll be us, and then hopefully Ed will make it by. We met Ed last year. He's from Florida, and he's the maintenance supervisor. So we got a lot to prepare. Come along, and I hope you enjoy the cookout. Everybody's wanting to know, Cindy, how's your hip doing?
It's doing all right. I mean, now that the weather's changed back and it's...
Getting a little better feeling?
Who knew when you got old the weather affected everything?
Right. So we're glad she's on the upswing, and we got a lot to do. We'll see you later. So I'm fixing to go outside and clean up a little bit, get the campsite ready for our guest. And Cindy's gonna start making our hamburger patties. I think we're gonna try to get 8. We went up to Bozeman last week and bought some ground beef at Kirkland, from Kirkland, which is Costco brand. It's organic ground beef. I've never seen them packaged in the 1.5 pound package before.
Yeah, that was weird. It's 1.34 pounds.
Oh, 1.34 pounds. So we got 2 of those, and we're going to see if we need to get more meat, and we'll run into town. All right, Cindy, out of those 2 packs of meat we got from Costco, how many burgers did we get?
Well, I'm doing 9. They're all right around 4 to 4.5 ounces. Got my trusty
little scale out. I use that scale because I'm chunky and I try to...
Well, we bought it just so that we could eat portion control.
There you go. So, to make a Cindy burger, you need hamburger meat, you need Lipton soup dip mix, and Worcestershire sauce, right?
Worcestershire.
And a little bit of salt and pepper.
I haven't salt and peppered them yet. I think what I'm going to do is, you know, we have that Dale's.
Oh, yeah. Sauce. Seasoning.
I don't know what it's called, but that the people in, when we were in Texas that were from Alabama told us about it. But we use that on all of our steaks and everything, and so when I do burgers, I put it on that too. All
right, I got to get back outside and get to fixing. So I've straightened up outside a little bit. I got my little Black & Decker rechargeable blower out here. I'm gonna blow off the deck, and I'll show you what else we've got going on. All right, I think the outside's about set up. So we got the awnings out. Loving the awning. Had Ed came over, had somebody trim a few little limbs off right there so the awning could come out. Got a couple chairs set up. Everybody's going to be bringing their own chairs. Got foot ottomans out. Got a fire pit ready to go. Everything's blown off. Got the grill over here, ready to do the burgers and the vegetables. And so, oh, got the party lights. Party lights are up. So the other thing we're going to be having for dinner tonight is I'm grilling vegetables before I grill the hamburgers. And starting to cut up the vegetables, I take care of this. Cauliflower, bell pepper, broccoli, zucchini, and squash. So let me know in the comments if you would eat grilled vegetables. All right, people are gonna be getting here in about 20 or 30 minutes, so I'm gonna throw my veggies on. Got my Blackstone. I got my big old bowl of vegetables. Spread them around. Spray them with some cooking oil. Take some Mrs. Dash. I'll stir them together for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll start stirring them up, get them cooked good. That many vegetables on the grill will probably take 20 minutes, and then we'll switch to hamburgers and bacon. All right, so the burgers are done with coleslaw. Check that out. Cindy's got her plate. There's Fred and Peggy, who we met in Alabama.
Yep.
And y'all remember Mickey and Dwayne from Texas. They're up here working this season. After we eat, I'll come back and tell you a little bit about more what's going on. I'm digging in.
Clippers, you want it short?
Yeah, so usually they do a 4 chance.
Okay.
4 squared off in the back and then hand cut the top.
Okay.
So one of the neat things about meeting a bunch of different people on the road is you never knew what they did before they became work campers. So Mickey owned her own hair salon back in Texas. So it cost me a hamburger and a bottle of beer. Well, 2 hamburgers, I had to feed her husband too. And 2 bottles of beer, and now I'm getting a haircut.
Because why?
Because my wife refuses. Woo, listen to all that hair go. Cindy refuses to do it.
Because during COVID, I tried doing his hair, and then when we finally were able to get to a salon to get it done, the lady said, "Well, who's been cutting your hair?" And Alex says, "My wife." And the lady said, "Oh, let me guess, she watched YouTube videos." Yes, and she made fun of my haircut, so I told him I wasn't cutting it anymore.
So that's
And when you go to West Yellowstone,
there's
what, one salon in town?
It is $60.
And it's whenever she wants to work.
Yeah, and it's whenever she wants to work.
That's right. That's where I need to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could open up one if you want anything else. I could do that.
So Ellie sweet talked Mickey into doing his hair.
He fed me.
So we'll show you what it looks like after we get through.
I need to have thick.
All right, so I got a haircut, but I've started something.
Fred's next. Fred says, that's the hardest thing to find when you're work camping is somebody to cut your hair. I think there's a line foreman going down the street.
Well, I've decided that after tonight, I'm a terrible YouTuber. Leave your comments below, but we were out here for 3 hours with friends, eating and getting our hair cut and enjoying the fire, and I didn't pick the camera up hardly at all. So I'm sorry about that, but I'll give you a little history on everybody that was here. So Fred and Peggy, we met them in Alabama 4 years ago. We were camped at Bunkhouse. We were both getting some work done to our coach, and I noticed Fred and Peggy walking out the campground. They had not come with their car because they were just there getting some work done on their coach, and they were walking down the road. And Cindy said, "Alec, we need to go see if they're okay." So we drove down there. And they were walking down to the Big Star to go grocery shopping. So we made them get in the car. We drove them down there. We ended up spending 2 weeks there getting some work done to both our coaches. We both have Tiffins. Became fast friends. They ended up following us up to Polson, Montana. That was our next job. We were working at the Polson KOA on Flathead Lake. We ended up spending the entire summer together. And then we went to Minnesota and worked for 18 months there. And we ended up leaving there early. And we were coming down here to work for our friend Fred that manages the KOA here in West Yellowstone. And we called Fred and Peggy just to see where they were. And they were in West Yellowstone. He's a licensed electrician. And she is like an office manager in her prior life. And so they're both working in Yellowstone Park. He is an electrician that takes care of all the stores, and she works in the receiving office where they receive all the merchandise. So they've been working up there for, this is their second season. And then of course, Mickey and Dwayne, if y'all watched any of our videos over the winter, they were subscribers to the channel, and they contacted us, and they were in Texas just a few hours from where we were, and they wanted to get together, and we got together. And the thing about, you know, Fred and Peggy are retired cops. Dwayne is a retired cop. I'm a retired cop. Cops just hit it off. We ended up getting together with them twice down in Rockport, and then we went to Alabama, and then coming back through, they met us in Albuquerque, and we hung out with them in Albuquerque. And then they were wanting to get into work camping. He was just retiring from the police department, and our manager here said, hey Alec, I need somebody for the property next door over at Mountainside. And so I called them, and they got here today, and they'll be working over there for the rest of the summer. So I say all that to say this, is with work camping, is you meet some of the nicest people that become lifelong friends. And I'll tell you, I don't know if y'all have ever used Life 360 on your phones, but we have like a work camper group on Life 360 where a number of us share our locations on it. And if we're within 100 miles traveling, we'll pop in and see each other. It's just the best lifestyle. So anyway, thank y'all for joining us in our cookout and our haircuts here at the KOA, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.